Are we seeing the demise, if you like, of the number 9, or even a number 9 drought? And by that I mean that out-and-out centre-forward, like you, as it were. Because a lot of clubs are playing, or seem to be playing, with a forced number 9, and you're looking at a club like Chelsea, who they got rid of Romelu Lukaku, it didn't work for them. And then you look around world football and you go, well, who's the big number 9 that we should sign? There aren't that many about now, are there?
No, and I'm glad I got out, to be honest, before it got too much. I'd have been useless. I would have. Because,
in what respect?
Because you've got to have so much more to your game now in terms of defensively, in terms of... You're basically doing the work of 2 players, and that's... Effectively, that's what I had. I had a strike partner, so we would share the load as that player that has to... get on the end of things, that has to hold it up, that has to get the team up the pitch. I know teams play slightly differently now, but there used to be 2 top strikers, if not 4 at the club. Now it's
one if you're lucky.
You're lucky to get that one that can play that role in a way, and it's not enjoyable.
No, it'd be interesting to see how City do with Haaland, because obviously that's his role. But we'll be talking about that a bit later on. Also, we'll be talking about the 3 Lions. Could they learn from what's happening to English cricket at the moment? Because they're just playing attacking cricket. They're going for their life and they're winning. They're just on a roll. They beat New Zealand, they beat India. They're just absolutely flying at the moment. And I wonder if England, with all their attacking options they have from a football perspective, whether or not we should learn from that and play the attackers and let teams worry about us rather than us play too defensively.
I think I know where you're going to go with it.
I'm going attacking.
With Bazball, as it's being called for England cricket. I sat there yesterday and watched Root and Bairstow, and it was fantastic, but I think I'll have a counter argument in terms of England.
Okay.
It's just very different.
Okay, so we'll talk about that a bit later on. Obviously, we're building up to start the Women's Euros. That's live tonight, England against Austria, live on talkSPORT. I'll be watching at home, obviously listening to live commentary on the talkSPORT app, free to download. I know you're a big fan of women's football as well. There's a lot of pressure on us, home nations and so on.
There is. I've seen bits and bobs that say, well, they have to win it. I think that's a little bit harsh to put that much pressure on them. But since the new manager's come in, all the signs have been brilliant.
And she knows exactly what it's like to win the Euros,
right? And I don't know whether it's inexperience. Does she not know that, when you manage an England team, you have to make sure you lose a couple of games before the tournament so that people don't get...
Too much expectation.
Exactly. Yeah. Right now it feels like, well, they've got to go and win it the way they've been playing.
Yeah. I just hope we've been practising penalties. We're going to start off, though. This is so interesting. We're going to start one of your former clubs, West Ham. Jesse Lingard had a loan period there not too long ago and was fantastic, very successful both on the pitch and also in the dressing room, from what I understand. But he's a free agent now. He's only 29. He's been linked to a move to the MLS. Does that surprise you, firstly?
Yes. Yeah, it does, because to me this feels like the most important move of his career, especially at the age that he's at. It feels like it's maybe the last big contract that maybe he could get in terms of time, certainly, in terms of how many years he could get. And you'd think right now, and maybe that's why he's taking his time, because I thought pretty quickly West Ham would have him. I thought that was just the natural move. He was so good when he was at West Ham. I mean, honestly, he got back in the England team, he was that good. He was absolutely brilliant for that half season. I think everyone thought, well, where's that player all the time? Is it clearly West Ham and what they have there and the management and the players around him that was getting the best out of him, and maybe that bit of freedom? I don't know. I mean, he started he played 16, he scored 9 goals and 4 assists.
That's amazing.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's done 16 and 2 goals for Man United in the last season. It just feels like this is such an important move for him. I'd hate to see him go to the MLS. I think he's actually got a lot to offer.
Well, going to the MLS, it's almost like giving up, right? You're giving up on your career. It's not serious football anymore when you move over to the MLS. And the reason I say that...
I think it's more a lifestyle choice than it is a career choice, personally.
It's cashing in, right? You can do that when you're 34. When you're 28, 29, you sort of think you've got one more roll of the dice. Also, there's an element to be said that if he went to a club like West Ham, Newcastle he's been linked to as well, he might have a chance of going to the World Cup with England.
Massive chance. Yeah. I think Gareth Southgate's a big fan of him. I think his work off the ball is there to see. You saw that when he was at West Ham in terms of the role that he played. David Moyes won't have it any other way. And then he can finish. He played as a striker when he was young as well. I saw him at Birmingham, the goals he scored there. He is a natural finisher, I think, when he gets in those positions. I don't think he's a panicker, a snatcher of chances. I think he's got so many finishes. He's got all types of finishes when he gets in good positions. There's clearly superb talent there. But I think it's going to take the right squad and the right manager to get that out of him. That's what it feels like to me. I think he's actually probably been, especially this season, it feels like he's been a bit damaged by maybe being told to come back to United and you're going to be given a chance and then not being given that opportunity. He just looks like he needs some enthusiasm, like some love back for the game.
Okay.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.